Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm MrRedClaw. Welcome back to some more World of Tanks. But before we get into why the head down below, like and subscribe just to help out a lot, and let's get right into it. So this this is the first really low tier gameplay that I have showed on the channel, and it's just because low tier gameplay isn't really just that well, it's quite boring sometimes. It's mostly just one team wins and the other team just fails just massively and they will just all lose or something. But of course there's a couple of low tier tanks that are just quite special in their own ways. There's of course the FCM 36 pack 40, the Leffe, the tier 5 French SPG. There's also a couple others, but of course there is also this, the Panzer 2J, driven for us today by Maxus13 just not long ago. So what is this tank? Well, I'm pretty sure they Wargaming sold this, I'm pretty sure within this week, maybe just within this month maybe, I'm pretty sure. It was on sale not that long ago and, well, it costs quite a lot. I can't really tell you the kind of complete right price, but it does cost quite a lot for being a tier 3 German premium light tank. But a light tank is only in its name because it has more armor than a KV1, because why wouldn't a tier 3 light tank need less armor than a KV1? It has 80mm on the front of the hull, 50 on the side, 50 at the rear, 80 on the front of the turret, 50 at the side, 50 at the rear. So that basically means that majority of same tier tanks just can't penetrate it from the front if it's angled well, even from the side. Even if they have a flat side of the tank, they'll struggle to actually penetrate this tank, or even the rear. It's absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure I really can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure this tank can't meet tier 5 tanks, if not even tier 4. I'm not really sure about the tier 4, but I'm pretty sure it has preferential matchmaking. But don't judge me on that, because I really just don't know. I should have really checked before, but I didn't. But Max is already on 1,600 damage and on 5 kills. This would be a decent game for about a tier 5, a tier 6 maybe, let alone a tier 3 light tank. Now, we've talked about the armor. It's really good. The mobility is really slow. It's only 31 kilometers an hour forwards, 12 backwards, under 10 horsepower per turn. Just really slow. Has hit Amarax, the BT7 artillery, who was actually one of the only tanks who actually could do damage to him. Of course, with the high explosive rounds, but that was only 16, 17 damage, not really too much. It's actually the MTLS 1G14 who was actually doing quite a lot, because I'm pretty sure that tank actually has quite a decent penetration. So Max over there does really need to watch out, as the other MTLS 1G14 is actually shooting him, and I think Max is just a little bit overconfident over here. I'm not really sure. I've never really driven this tank. I've only seen it a couple of times on the battlefield, so I wouldn't really know. But he lets the MTLS take away over 200 hit points from him, and well, you might have 465 because of the HP buffs that all lower tier tanks received a couple of years ago. That's still not really that much, and if there's a Panzer 2J on the enemy team, you really want to have as much hit points as possible to actually face him down after, as Max over here is down 367 hit points now on for the enemy Panzer 2J, and Max might be on 3,100 damage and 11 kills, but he still needs to do another 435 in order to be able to take down this game. But a tier 3 light tank, 1,500 damage blocked. That would sometimes be enough to get a steel wall medal at around tier 7, maybe even a tier 8 in some battles. Absolutely insane. Now, good armor, terrible mobility, terrible gun as well. 11 damage, 23mm of penetration with standard rounds, 46 with premium rounds. And as you can see, Maxus is using full gold over here, as is the Panzer IIJ on the enemy team. Now 46mm of penetration means that if you are driving a Panzer IIJ and you get a high roll on your penetration, I'm pretty sure it's the same with with damage. I'm pretty sure you can roll 25% lower and 25% higher with the millimeters of penetration, but that I know that's how it's done with damage, but I'm not really sure if it's the same with penetration. But of course you can roll higher with your penetration, so if that does happen and you're only 4mm of penetration off from being a 50-50 of actually being able to go through the side of the stack, that means sometimes you're going to be able to get through the side or the back. As we see over there, 2 shells going in by the enemy Panzer IIJ. Now, Maxus did well to actually place this tank in such a way that even the Panzer IIJ had his side and back. He actually angled well to actually be able to bounce those shells. But this Panzer IIJ is no noob on the enemy team. He knows what he needs to do. He needs to track Maxus over here. His repair kit is on cooldown. I'm pretty sure he does have quite a skilled crew, as he only takes about 6 seconds for him to repair his tracks. But that's not enough. That gives the enemy Panzer IIJ enough time to track him, then reload quickly and go around the side of him and roll that 50-50 dice and be able to penetrate him over there. So a defeat, but I know Panzer IIJ, I think every single game is a defeat if you look at the credit loss. But let's look at the post-game stats and talk about that a little bit more. So it's an ace tank for Maxus over here on the Ensk map in the Panzer IIJ. A cool-headed medal, a top gun and a high caliber at tier 3. It's a light tank as well. I'd get if this was like a medium tank or a heavy tank, but it's a light tank with more armor than a KV-1 at tier 5. 3,191 damage, 11 kills, 1,473 base experience, and I think Maxus actually could have been able to maybe take this game out if he wasn't kind of overconfident before and just lost a lot just too many hit points against the BT7 artillery and the MTLS, because those 200 to 300 hit points could have actually been quite useful when fighting Connor in the Panzer IIJ on the enemy team, who also had a good game. 2,309 damage, 6 kills and 1,842 base experience for him. Looking at the detailed report over here, as you can see, 466 shells fired, and I'm pretty sure a normal a gold shell, one of them costs 400 credits per one, and I'm pretty sure you load something like I don't know, about 10 per clip. And if your reload is basically what is it? Your intra clip is 0.13, and to reload the full clip is only 2.88 seconds. That means you're firing quite a lot, and for the resupply for ammunition, it costs Maxus over here 186,400 credits. That would be massive in any tank, let alone a tier 3. So that actually means that Maxus over here lost 142,000 credits, even with a premium account. But that's just a regular game for this tank. Even if you would be firing just normal rounds, most of them would bounce anyways, because they only have 23mm of penetration. You probably wouldn't even be able to go through most tanks and just lose probably even more credits that way. Now, brilliant game for Maxus over here, but, you know, a really overpowered tank. And I'm just going to say it, Maxus, if you are watching, maybe you're not, probably not, but if you are, I think you're a little bit too overconfident, losing too much hit points against the MTLS, both of them, and the BT7 art. Now, if you agree with me or not, I'm not, I know, but I think, looking back at it in hindsight, I think those hit points could have come in useful when fighting the Panzer 2J at the end. But for now, that's going to be it. So hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye bye.